already terrible. Like, it's so bad right now. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. We're gonna be spending the next few days together, mainly because I don't know what this video is gonna be. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. I don't know if we're gonna do some reading. I feel like I'm kind of in a book rut. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm still reading, but none of the books have been giving lately. So I'm gonna try and get that spark maybe in this video. We will see. And I also feel like I need to update you guys a little bit on the books I've read because I feel like we haven't chatted about books in a while. So we're definitely going to do that. I also need to go to the library because I have some holds to pick up that I'm very excited about. So hopefully that can spark my joy of reading again. Again, I haven't, like, it's not that I'm not reading. I just feel like I'm just not excited and I don't know what it is. So yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about some books. And I also just came back from a trip, so we're gonna be doing a little bit of a reset. But first, I think we need to go downstairs and make a little bit of a fun drink. I don't know if we're gonna make a matcha or a coffee. We'll figure that out once we go downstairs. Ooh, this is really good. I wish my sister was here so she could try it, but delicious. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's the pod, because that was my first time using the pod. It's an Oatly pod where you're supposed to only use oat milk. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference, but it's really good. So maybe it does, I don't know. But I used the birthday cake creamer that my sister got, and that mixed with the caramel maybe is what is giving it a really good flavor. I don't know, but if you haven't tried it and you love Nespresso pods, you must get it. Must. I don't know if it would taste differently if you use regular dairy milk or like almond milk or something else, but it says strictly to use oat milk. I don't know if that's like a marketing tactic thing, so y'all let me know. Okay, so I got busy doing other things, so we're not going to be able to make it to the library today, but we're definitely going to go tomorrow. I was thinking maybe we could do some reading just to kill some time. So right now it's 5 o'clock, so I don't really have that much to do, and I really wanted to get some reading done today. And my current read is Keep It in the Family, which I have seen this go viral a couple of times in the last few months. And it's been on my radar and I needed something. Again, I've been in this rut, I guess is the best way for me to describe it, with books. So typically what gets me out of one are thrillers. And I was going back and forth between which thriller to read, and I decided to go with this. Right now I'm currently only 25% through, and there's only been one super crazy scene that was truly like, what the F? And all the reviews that I saw were saying that it is so, like, this is like the craziest book. Like, super twisty, like jaw-dropping, which I'm very excited about because the last time that I feel like I've had a very like, what the heck sort of feeling was when I was reading We Used to Live Here. And that was like in October. So it's been a hot minute. So I'm very excited. So far, what I can tell you about this book is I did not know it was going to be multiple POVs. So it basically follows this family. Well, it really follows this couple and the husband's parents. and the couple is having a hard time getting pregnant. So she's been going through, like, I want to say she's gone through IVF and they've all failed. And the mother-in-law is just very snarky when it comes to stuff like that. Like, it's obviously not her fault. She makes super snarky comments and the husband does nothing to help alleviate the situation. It goes into different POVs of the family, which is really interesting because I thought it would only be in the wife's POV. So I found that super interesting because I haven't really read a book that does that. And I'm also really interested to find out why we get the in-laws' POVs, because it really doesn't add that much to the story. All I can truly say about this book so far. It isn't that crazy, but I'm wondering if it gets crazier. Again, I'm only at the 25% mark, so it's super fast paced. I have been flying through it. The last time that I read it was when I was on the plane traveling back from New Jersey to Georgia. And that was the only time that I read it. So that flight was about 2 hours and I read about 108 pages. So honestly, super fast paced. I did want to make an update though, because the last time I talked to you guys, I was reading Fearless and I have now finished it. And I was going to do a reading vlog, but it's kind of hard for me to vlog and make a reading vlog when I'm not at home. It's actually super hard because I get no time to myself when I'm traveling. That just really wasn't going to work out. And the moments that I was reading, it was when I couldn't sleep. Finished Fearless, and I am so surprised to say that I rated it a 3 stars. It's between 3 to 3.5. I'm still on the fence. Again, I watched my other vlogs when I was reading Powerless and the whole trilogy. You guys know that I was so obsessed with this series. Like, I was eating it up. And I don't know if I just didn't really like it because I had already binged the series recently, but it was just becoming so redundant, like crazy redundant. And I was just like, I understand you guys are in love. Like, I completely get it. You know you guys are obsessed with each other and you can't be with one another, but I was like, we were not moving at all in the story, which is really sad to say because typically the last book is supposed to be like the best book. I'm happy with the ending, kind of, but there were just some things in this that I did not like the way that it turned out. I'm probably in the minority of that opinion because I know so many people love their bond and ended up loving Kit towards the end and felt sorry for him, blah blah blah. But I just had really high hopes for it and it just wasn't hitting. Again, it just was not hitting. No book has hit for me this month, which is so upsetting for me. Honestly, I've had such great reads in March, but no books in April have been hitting, and it's crazy because this was the most excited month for me to be reading. Like, I had so many anticipated reads this month and now I just kind of don't really want to read any of them. Like, I really wanted to read Enchantra, but after reading Fearless, I know Enchantra is pretty thick. So I was just like, I'm not going to touch it right now because I know I'm probably just not going to give it a fair chance, even though so many people have been raving about it and it makes me excited. But I just know it's super lengthy and it's just not for me right now. I thought about reading Wild and Wrangled. Is that what it's called? All the books are just like such a jumble in my head right now. I thought about reading that, but I'm just not in a small town cowboy romance mood. I think I've had too much romance right now, so I think that's why I wanted to pick up a thriller. So that is my very long story long. I literally yapped your guys' ears off just now. But now that we are fully updated on my reads, I'm going to continue reading Keep It in the Family and see what they're trying to keep in the family because I have no idea yet. And honestly, the cover is pretty frightening. And I also have never read a book by John Mars. I typically never read books by male authors because honestly, like, what do they have to say that's that important? I'm gonna read for the 5th time. I think I've said that in the video, but I'm actually gonna start now, so. so after reading yesterday, I went downstairs to make my Gingerbug, which I was not making it. I actually made it 2 days ago, which I did not film, but I did film myself feeding it yesterday. So if you don't know what a Gingerbug is, it's basically a base to make your own probiotic soda, which is what I am very excited about right now. Like, I think that idea is so freaking cool because Poppy and Lollipop can get so expensive. And if you can make things at home, why not? I love making things at home. So I'm super excited for this little journey that I'm on making my own little sodas. If you don't know what a Gingerbug is, it's basically, like I was saying, it's like a start, kind of like a sourdough starter, but in soda form. I started with 2 tablespoons of fresh garlic and 2 tablespoons of sugar. You can also do a 1-to-1 ratio, and then you pour some water on top, seal it with some cheesecloth, or just like cover it really loosely. And then you basically feed it every single day like you would a sourdough starter, but you would feed it with a tablespoon of ginger and a tablespoon of sugar every single day until maybe day 5 to day 8, when you start seeing foam or fizz at the top, and that's when you know it is ready to use. So I'm really excited to take you guys on this little journey that I'm on. I do also want to start making sourdough. I made it one time in high school for my food science class, but for some reason I just never took up on the whole sourdough journey afterwards. Probably because I was in high school and I really didn't care about it, but my interests have clearly changed a little bit since then. But I am traveling a lot in the next couple of months, so I'm trying not to do too much with the Gingerbug. It's really easy to maintain, and even if you're going to be like out of town or something, you can freeze it and then reuse it. So it's super easy and super minimal ingredients because we always have fresh ginger in our house, and we always have sugar, and we always have water. That is what that little clip was yesterday. I just couldn't explain because we had people working inside of our house, and so I just couldn't explain clearly. I will show you guys when I feed it again today, but right now we're finally gonna make it to the library, which I'm so excited. Like I was saying, I have some holds to pick up, and I also just want to see what all they have because I haven't browsed in the library for a couple of months. So I'm really excited. For dinner, I'm going out with my friends to go get pho. I haven't had pho in such a long time. I was trying to recall, like, when was the last time I had pho? Don't remember. Do not remember. I also think it's because recently we've just all been on such a ramen kick that I forgot about pho. Can't even lie. Because ramen places were not that widely available where I live. It was all mostly just pho. So we've been eating pho since I was in high school. Literally, like, that was the meetup. Like, if my friends wanted to go somewhere, we would choose a pho place. And that gradually turned into a ramen place. But anyway, haven't had pho in such a long time, and it's rainy and gloomy outside, so I'm very excited because it is the perfect weather to have pho. Otherwise, if anything else happens, you'll be here for the ride. So let's go to the library. So just came back from feeding my Gingerbug. Like you guys saw, I added a tablespoon of ginger that I cut up. I didn't show that part, but I cut it up and I put it in there, and then a tablespoon of sugar, mixed it up, and then set it to the side. but I'm really excited because I did see some foam, which means it's working. So I estimate that maybe it'll take 2 to 3 more days until it's super bubbly, and then the fun begins, which I'm so, like, I just cannot wait to make all these different flavored sodas. I also just came back from the library, so I thought I would do a little library haul. I have been meaning to get into Carly Fortune's books. So when I saw that the library had This Summer Will Be Different, I immediately picked it up because it's on my summer TBR and we're nearing summer. So a lot of these books honestly are on my summer TBR, even though I know it's not necessarily summer. I feel like there really aren't that many books on my spring TBR any longer that I really want to get to, because I've already talked about this, my whole little reading rut. I just don't think I'm going to read any of my April anticipated reads. I think that's my issue here. So I'm going to try and venture out to other books to see if that helps. So got this book. After I read Nora Goes Off Script, I have been itching to read more books from that same author. So I picked both of these up. I know she has a new one coming out in the beginning of May as well. I think it's called It's a Love Story, and it looks so cute. So hopefully I can read these two before they come out. I heard this was phenomenal. This one came out last year. So just really excited to get through both of these, and they're pretty quick reads, at least this one is. But super excited. And then, like you guys saw, I am currently reading Keep It in the Family by John Mars. I'm reading this on my Kindle, but I also just wanted a physical copy while I'm also reading it, just because I just like having a physical copy too. I don't know what it is. I don't know. And then last we have Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I had this on hold at the library for a while, and it just recently became available to me, so I went ahead and picked it up just so I could take some pictures of the physical book for content purposes, literally because that's what I like doing. I will probably return it after 2 days after I'm done taking pictures. That way whoever's next in line can go ahead and start reading this. That is why I picked it up at the library, just because I don't have the funds right now to buy multiple books, you know, and that's why the library is so great. And if you haven't already, this is your sign to go and get a library card, because the libraries need your support right now more than ever. So go visit your library, go get a library card, and go check some books out. They have so many good books there, and honestly, I feel like I already got that high of going to Barnes & Noble and buying all these books, but I got all these books for free. You know, it's like the same high. So highly recommend. Even if you want to go book browsing, please go. I love my library. What I don't like is how it's literally just split into 2 sections, which is fiction and nonfiction. There's no other genre split, which I hate because it makes me feel super overwhelmed not knowing what genre each book is when they're all clustered together. For the librarians, it's probably very much easier because you don't really need to think twice about what genre it is and just put it in alphabetical order. But for people who are trying to look for some books, like let's say we only like reading romance, it is sprinkled throughout the entire library. So it can get very daunting looking for a good book or finding a good book that you haven't heard of. I don't know, it just gets super overwhelming. So what I tend to do a lot is going online and looking at their catalog and then placing holds, because it is just easier. I don't need to, like, you know, look and scatter about. So that's the only tip that I have. Honestly, that's the only issue at my library. The other library that I go to, it is split into genres, but they just don't have a good selection. So that's a completely different story. That is my little library tangent rant. I think I'm going to sit and edit for a little bit, and then if I have some time, maybe I will read, but I probably will not, because I do need to leave the house in 30 minutes to go meet up with my friends to go get pho. guys, so it's the next day. The last couple of clips that I showed you was basically just me eating out with my friends, which I told you guys about. The next day was my friend's birthday and she had planned a little get together at a winery. So at the winery for a couple of hours, and I think that's all I filmed. And then I also had to get a car wash. So that brings us to today, which is the next day. I have literally zero plans today. I opened up my little Gingerbug concoction and there were tons of bubbles and lots of foam and lots of fizz, which means we can transfer the Gingerbug and make a soda. I do need to figure out what flavor I want to make it because I wanted to do like a strawberry soda first. We do not have any strawberries in the house, but my mom's gonna get some for me tomorrow. However, we do have mangoes and oranges. I feel like that would be a really good flavor combination. Also on TikTok, I saw this one guy make an Earl Grey and mango concoction, and it sounded kind of good, but a little bit scary at the same time because I really don't know if those flavors would work well together. And I was showing my brother and he kind of talked me out of it. But I'm still really interested because I feel like maybe it would work because he was talking about how it's probably one of the best soda combinations that he's ever done. So I'm a little intrigued, but maybe to play it safe for my first round, I might just do the mango and the orange. TBD though, don't know yet. While we are here though, I did get a package and it looks like it's from Milani, so I thought we would open it together. The crazy thing about them is I never know what they're sending me or when they're sending it. I actually have no idea how they even got my address because I've never been in contact with them. And they've been sending me product for, I want to say, at least 2 years now, which is insane. I feel so blessed. I have no idea how they have my address, but I'm not even going to question it because you guys know I love Milani. Like, I love Milani products so much. They're so incredible. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I literally just got this package like a couple of hours ago and I just wanted to open it together because I have no idea what's inside. Typically their packages are actually huge, and I always end up wanting to keep the packages that they send it in. Oh my gosh. Ooh, it looks like they're lips. Are we kidding? Are we literally kidding? That's exciting. Okay, stop. This is so cute. The little ballet slipper. Love that. But it looks like it's basically all of their lip products, and I believe that the Glossy Plumping Balm is brand new, or newer at least. It might not be like super brand new, but it's newer in one of their launches. So that is what this is, a bunch of different shades, which that is so exciting. Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumpers and the Keep It Full Max Lip Plumper, and then the Keep It Full Max Bombshell. So we have 3 different types right here. Okay, but this packaging is so freaking cool. I kind of want to keep it, but I don't know where to put it. So I know Milani's not watching this, but Milani, if you are watching, thank you so much. Probably gonna go stare at this for the rest of the day, honestly. Okay, so I think it would be so great if we ended this video off with a little evening reading vlog / evening routine, which I'm planning to make some Alfredo pasta with garlic meatballs. So we're gonna see how that goes. I also want to try to finish at least one book in this video. As you guys know, I'm currently reading Keep It in the Family, and I also started This Summer Will Be Different, which I don't know if I mentioned that in this video yet. If you don't know that, now you know. So I'm going to be reading that, or one of them, don't know which one. And I also haven't shown you any progress whatsoever of my Gingerbug. And I'm also planning on making a strawberry one and taking you guys with me and kind of seeing the process of that, hopefully, although it does take 2 extra days, so I might not show you the final product, but I'll show you kind of what it ends up looking like. The one that I did finish making is the mango and orange one, and I also put some peach tea in it, so it's kind of a mango peach orange soda concoction. I will say though, I feel like the mango made it really thick, so I don't know how it's gonna taste, but it is ready to drink, so I'm gonna try that and see what that tastes like. And then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna make the strawberry Gingerbug and then make some dinner, take a shower, and then read. strawberries are done boiling, I'm gonna set it aside and put some vanilla bean paste that we have. And after that cools, I'm gonna transfer it into another bottle and add a little bit of the Gingerbug. And then after it sits out for maybe 1 to 2 days, and you have to burp it or else it will explode. You have to burp it and let it sit on the counter for a couple of days, and then afterwards it should be good to go. In the meantime, I wanted to give you guys a quick update of Keep It in the Family. So I'm currently 58% through, and honestly, I'm not on the edge of my seat like as much as I want to be, but I will say it is super fast paced. Like, you want to keep reading, but like I'm not shaking in my boots, which I really thought I would be. I thought I would be really scared for some reason, or creeped out. Like, I am creeped out, but at the same time we're still very like, we have no idea who this unknown POV is still. I have a theory, and I think my theory is correct, but I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong just so the twist can twist. That's all I want it to do, honestly. What I've also noticed in this book is they gaslight the crap out of the main character. It actually makes me so mad for her. Like, the husband is gaslighting her, his parents are gaslighting her. Honestly, the only person who seems to be on her side so far is the detective. But even he seemed like, everyone seems so sus to me. Everyone keeps saying how crazy this book is, and I feel like I'm not there yet. I have a feeling that around the 75% mark, it's about to go crazy. Like, my world is about to be flipped upside down. But we'll get there, because again, like I said, I'm only 58% through. She's getting smart. The wife is getting smart, and good for her, because I'm on her side. I hate the husband, I hate the dad, and I hate the mom. Hate. I will say the wife meddles a lot though. Like, I don't know if I would go to the extent that she's been going to, like visiting all of these other people's houses. Very brave. I don't know, maybe if it happened to me, maybe I would, but I don't know. I really hope they do not go through with what they're doing right now. I'm at 79%, and I just hope they change their mind and they do not go through with what they're planning to do right now, because it's sick. It's literally sick. You guys, this book is crazy because tell me why I thought there was just no way that they could amp up the story at 75% and now I'm at 83%. Still, that's not that big of a difference and so much has happened. And I don't know what else could literally. I just don't know. I don't know what else the author has to say to make matters even worse. Because it's already terrible. Like, it's so bad right now. I don't know what else can happen. Because this is. I have no words. I have 0 words, you guys. And my camera is literally about to die. So that's good. That's really good. If my camera dies, I will talk to you guys from my iPhone. So, why did I say iPhone? I will talk to you guys from my phone. Oh my god. Hi guys, so it's the next day. I obviously did not come back to the camera to give any sort of reactions or my thoughts on the ending because it truly was insane. I totally forgot that I checked the book out at the library. I was reading on my Kindle the whole time. It's on Amazon Prime, if you guys were wondering. Anyway, this book is absolutely insane. And I have no words. I have no words because the last 50%, I kid you not, I felt like I was getting whiplash. I was getting whiplash the whole time. It's like the first 50% was like calm. Not much was happening. The last 50%, I was like, holy crap, like what next? Like I was telling you guys, even at the 83% mark, I was like, what more could you possibly tell me? He told me a lot. He told me so much up until the very last page. I was like, what the heck? Like, what the heck? To keep things short, if you guys are in a book slump, this will get you out of it. This will 100% bring back the spark in reading again. If you guys like thrillers, I don't know if you like this. If you don't like thrillers, obviously, like, why would you reach for a thriller? But I'm telling you, I feel like a lot of the times I get into a book slump because I'm reading too much of the same book and I already know how it's going to end. I had no idea how this was going to end, and I think that's why I was truly on my toes, because the first 50% I was not on my toes. I was just like, okay, cool. I probably already know what's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. I got, like I was saying, my theory was wrong. So, good thing. And I don't want to tell you guys because it could be a spoiler. So anyway, there was one part of this book that they never fully explained, and I'm gonna tell you guys because it's really not a spoiler, but they just never explained it. It's basically a scene from the unknown POV that I was talking about, and this person basically comes into the room while the daughter is sleeping, and this person basically spits in their mouth and finds satisfaction of them having their saliva in their body. Like, what was that about? What was that about? Absolutely crazy and so diabolical. I don't know. It was never explained. I don't know why that person did that or what that even meant, because that was so freaking weird and had 0 things to do with the book. And it was also very early on, which is why it's not a spoiler. So anyway, I don't know if that's going to make you want to read the book or make you not want to read the book. That's completely up to you, but I was gagged during that scene. Completely gagged. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a heart emoji in the comments if you made it all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in my next one.